and welcome back to the channel. This is Oracle Insight, and today's readings we are looking at how the planet Saturn moving into the sign of Pisces is showing up for you. It's going to be relevant to which house that will be happening in within your astrological birth chart. What you'll need to do is identify that house. Then the timestamps for each of the houses will be in the description. Then you can skip straight to that timestamp and I shall be there to do your reading. Now, just quickly though, I'll just explain that Saturn moved into Pisces in March. It's going to be there until 2026. Saturn is quite the has quite the responsible, structured energy. It's quite the hard taskmaster, and it requires a lot from us in order to be able to show that we have mastered something, grown from something. Okay, and with Pisces we're looking at a mutable water sign, so it's very boundaryless, which is very much an opposite energy to what Saturn is. It is compassionate, it's emotional, and spiritual too. So with that being said, without further delay, let's get on with the readings. Hello and welcome to the first house. In the first house, we are looking at the physical body, your sense of self, the outlook you have in life, and how people perceive you, what kind of image or the kind of you that you show to others when you first meet them. Okay, so why don't we have a look at these oracle cards, which is what we're going to start with. You've got Gemini, I think, there. You've got back and forth, intention. The War of the Roses here, and happy. Okay. I think, so this Gemini card, I think this is a time where you are really called to reassess how you perceive yourself, how it is that you want to be perceived by others. I think there may have been a bit of a wobble in terms of the things that you're wanting to achieve or how you are moving through your life. You're feeling like you're at a bit of an impasse, you're at a bit of a standstill, you're kind of not going anywhere, and what you're after is this happy energy at the end there. So I think this time with Saturn into Pisces, it's going to ask you to look at your life in terms of defining your responsibilities. And this could be to do with, because the first house deals with your body, this could be to do with you wanting to add more discipline into your movements, how you fuel your body, what you do with your body, and how you show up physically with others, or just your way of being responsible for how you show up in the world, whether that's physically in your physical form, or how it is that you want to be perceived, how you want others to perceive you. I mean, that looks to be the kind of energy that we are looking at during this time. So we are going to get some more cards here, and then we'll see what other details we can see. Oh, 10 of Pentacles, lovely. So of course, that's like the happy energy. Love that. You've got 6 of Wands here. That's a lot of success. Oh my goodness, look at those 3. Oh my gosh, it just gets better. The Sun. Oh my goodness, the Lovers. Wow. Okay, house number 1. This is a fabulous flow of energy here. You're looking at the all-round happiness with the 10 of Pentacles. The Sun is certainly a further indication of that. Now the Lovers, this is about you making a choice for yourself. Okay, the Lovers typically does represent a choice that needs to be made. And I think this is about you showing up for yourself better, because you want that all-round independence and success in your life. So whatever it is that you are feeling at an impasse in, I think the Saturn moving into Pisces is going to give you that realization that something else needs to be done for yourself, because you want that happy. And my goodness me, honestly, house number one, with all these cards showing up for you with that happy, regardless of what has happened before, the overthinking, don't overthink it. Just be realistic about your expectations. Put things in place, the steps in place. So you're not going back and forth. There's actually steady momentum, and it doesn't need to be quick. It can be very methodical, and you're going to get there, because these energies here are supporting that completely. So my goodness, congratulations. Even if these times might be a bit challenging, this is showing that if you put in the effort, you're going to get there. All right. So congratulations. I love that. Love that for a first house. I hope that this has been helpful and you've found a message in this that assists you. And I look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Take care. Hello and welcome to the second house. So the second house normally deals with finance, your livelihood, how it is that you create resources for yourself. So that can be in terms of money. I also look at it as the resources that you develop within yourself, skill sets that you attain, savings and attitude towards money, as well as a sense of self-value. I think that is something that can tend to express itself within the second house too. All right, so why don't we take a look at these oracle cards. You've got Void, of course, Moon, and Missing. Great achievement. Oops. Loving elementals. And you've got the tribe here. I'll just move these along. I'm loving the look of these cards. Second house, great achievement and loving elementals. This, look at the fairies there and the smile on that child there. This is talking about happy times, and you can see in the card there that there's a lot of growth, abundance. It just feels lush, doesn't it? And paired with great achievement, there's something that this energy with Saturn moving into Pisces, I think this is where Saturn might actually be providing a bit of a payoff to you for all the work that you've put in. And with Void, of course, Moon, and Missing, I get the feeling then that you've been working on something for a while and there just hasn't been any indication of things coming to fruition, the benefits of all the effort that you've put in. It looks like this could have been a time where you've been waiting for things to move along, but they just haven't. So if that is the case, based on these cards here, and we'll look at these tarot cards to see what else we can see, it does look like there is going to be a nice shift in the energy, and things are going to start moving along and things are going to start picking up. That's so good. Now the tribe, I think this is about feeling good in yourself. When you're feeling connected to others in a way that is supportive, you are able to potentially nurture others, give to others. So let's see what else. Let's see what else is showing up here. Oh, the Devil, okay. The Star, great. Aspirations coming to the fore here. Queen of Pentacles. That's a lot of lushness there too, isn't it? That's paired up nicely. 10 of Wands and 8 of Pentacles. Okay, fabulous. Yeah, absolutely. I can see here that with the 10 of Wands and 8 of Pentacles, what I was thinking about with the Void, of course, Moon, and Missing, I think that's what's been happening. You've actually been at or committed to a pathway for some time, and it's been a lot of hard work here with the 8 of Pentacles, and you've had your ups and downs. I think with the Devil here, this is showing that there have been times where you felt that you just weren't getting anywhere. You're having to deal with all sorts of delays, all sorts of things that were coming up that just made you feel like you were restricted. And that's very much typical of the Saturn energy. So this is really showing that though that has been the case, that had been the case in the past, and you might still be experiencing some of those energies. This star here with the Queen of Pentacles, that is really showing me, just in line with this great achievement, that the effort that you've put in today is going to start to show up for you. It's actually going to present itself in a very tangible way, that you can actually see here with the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles, she's holding that pentacle right there. She's got hands on the money there. So that can be, I mean, apply it to your situation. If it's not the physical finance, even though typically the second house is talking to that. So that being the case, I would have to say that most of you, a majority of you, it is the actual tangible abundance that you can hold. Others, you may have been increasing that internal resource that you have for yourself, like studying something, something that is going to eventually create that financial stability for yourself, and so you can become the Queen of Pentacles in that monetary worth. So if you haven't, for those of you who are actually increasing your internal real estate of wealth, then this is about graduating. This is about achieving that knowledge, that growth, in order to be able to grow something for yourself. But this is very clearly an indication that things are looking up fabulously, and I absolutely love it. And I love that the devil energy, you know, this is over here in the past, and we are moving towards building something more from all the work that you've put in with this Queen of Pentacles. Absolutely love that. Now with this tribe, I think this, for some of you, it can be the resources helping to support a larger unit other than just yourself. I mean, that could be family, it could be a community, but I think this is about you being able to even connect with others in a way that you can be supportive, fund a larger community, or even family. But however that resonates for you, I think you're just basically, you are in a position now, or you will be very soon, where the effort that you've put in to date is going to show up in a very practical, tangible way, with increase in resources, whatever resources abundance means to you, and it's going to have a flow-on effect with how you can support others as well. All right, absolutely fabulous second house. I think that is something that you deserve to be congratulated on, so well done. Okay, I hope that there is a message in this reading that is helpful to you, and I hope to connect with you again in another reading. Take care. Hello and welcome to the third house reading. So third house matters include siblings, extended family, short distance travel, communication, okay, and learning too. So let's have a look at what oracle cards you have. You have lunar eclipse and change, family, you've got intricacies and industry, as well as not for you. Okay. So with the family card here, that seems to be a very clear indication that for a lot of you, this could be to do with extended family or your siblings. So lunar eclipse and change, that definitely speaks to very strong energies of a flux going on, something that's shifting. Relationships may be called into question, in that there are changes that are needed to be made. Saturn could be asking for boundaries to be set, a recognizing of responsibilities maybe. That's also very possible, because issues that may not have been addressed has been long-standing within family dynamics, and that kind of tension is just not serving you. You know, it's time to move away or lay things to rest in regards to tensions. So that's a possibility with that. With some of you, you could be growing your communication skill sets with the family and the bassinet, their child. There's more fertility, more ground work where more energy is there to use in some kind of communication project, being able to speak your truth in something, I think, because maybe previously with these intricacies in industry, it could be where you've kind of allowed yourself to go along with plans that may have been set for you by your family dynamics, and now you're finding that that's just not for you anymore. It's just not true to who you want to be in your life. And with this lunar eclipse and change, along with the energies of Saturn coming in, I think that's a very strong support system of energies to help you find new plans for yourself. Find new ways that you want to architecture life. This construction here. Yeah, so why don't we have a look at these tarot cards and see what else we can see. You've got Judgment. Yeah, it's time to answer that call within you that's asking you to make a change in something right under the lunar eclipse. Ace of Swords, you're looking for the new truth. That's yours. Okay, so whatever understanding you gauge from this or that you gain from this Ace of Swords, it's because you recognize that something is just not working for you. Okay? All right. Ten of Pentacles, love this because you are after the Ten of Pentacles in your life. Fabulous. Page of Cups, new beginnings and how you see things, new beginnings in your emotional maturity, emotional integrity. And these are opportunities. These are opportunities, especially with the Seven of Cups there. I think that's opportunities for emotional fulfillment. Really wanting to be true to yourself, true to your wishes and desires in life that might actually be separate from the early childhood upbringing that you've had, and you're wanting to forge your path ahead in a way that's for you, okay, not what was for family as a larger unit, but you know what's true for you. This truth that the Ace of Swords is actually offering, because you deserve the happy home too. You deserve a life, the happy, fulfilling life for yourself. Okay, so yeah, this is really looking, and this is you being curious about the next steps to take. Okay, curious about where the dreams that you hold can take you, your change in mindset, because this is the third house. It's dealing with communication, it's dealing with mindsets. Okay, and so you want to move forward, and as you should do. This is about self-empowerment here, okay? And we're all about that on this channel. Fantastic. So it looks to be a time of change. Third house viewers, no sugarcoating that. There are some truths that need to be said, and it's going to be, you're going to have to step up into that. This Judgment card with the call being sounded, this is asking you to see what needs to be recognized and changed, and move towards that, because there is clearly something in your current situation that is not suitable for you. Oh, and I love the fact, can you see that tower there and this tower here? See, you're wanting to build something, you're wanting to grow something that reaches up into the sky, which fulfills your dreams. Oh, I love that symbolism. Fantastic. All right, so third house viewers, I hope a message in this reading has been helpful for you, and I do look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Take care. Hello and welcome to the fourth house. So fourth house matters include home, property, family, ancestors. It can also look at your retirement years and parents, okay? So we're going to have a look at these oracle cards and see what we have. Scorpio and I transform. You've got courage there. King of Scrolls. and exchanging gifts. Lots of green in that colour scheme there. So with the Scorpio here in the courage, there's something in the environment that's going to call for some move, some change. Something is needing to be addressed. Now, King of Scrolls, that could either speak to a male energy in your life, somebody who can be of assistance with family matters, whether I'm just looking at the scroll there, are you building a home, in which case this can point to having to collaborate with the builders, any kind of person that is pivotal in creating the structure, transforming nothing into something. With courage there could be some matters that you are keeping silent on with regards to what it is that you require, what you need, and this is asking for you to actually dig deep and step up and change something. Now that's a very literal kind of interpretation of what I can see there, but it could be to do with your personal space. There could be some changes happening with parents that you're needing to take responsibility of. That's very challenging for you. The Scorpio energy is not an easy energy. It can be quite challenging and difficult. It runs deep. There's lots of deep emotions connected to it, and this is asking you to don your armor and step forward. These things need to be dealt with. There's whatever matters are coming up for you to be addressed. It can't be ignored. You have to have a very, I would say, practical and methodical way of looking at it. It's asking you to check the details, make sure that things are in place for the long term, and this exchanging of gifts. I think as much as these matters, whatever it is that you are being asked to deal with, as much as they are quite scary or uncomfortable, there is a gift at the end of it. There's something that's going to be very heartwarming for you, however that might show up. Now, I know that's a very general interpretation, and you'll have to apply the energies that I'm seeing and interpreting to your personal situation, but hopefully from that's given you some kind of idea of something that needs addressing, that is not the easiest to deal with, but you've got the courage here to face it, to take responsibility for whatever it is that you need to take responsibility for, and in that there's some kind of reward that's coming. It might not be obvious to start off with. I think it's going to be, if you picture that that gift box with the lid on, you don't know that it's there, but then suddenly it appears and it shows itself, and that's because you've put in the work, and it's like, and you've taken responsibility, and then suddenly after all that hard work, then that gift is there and it reveals itself to you and you feel so good about it. I think that's what's showing up there. Oh, fabulous. Okay, let's have a look. All right. Eight of Cups. Page of Cups. Queen of Cups. The Devil energy there. And the Emperor. Okay, so with the Emperor, that's definitely speaking to establishing a firm foundation in the home, in family matters. If it's to do with parents, and obviously this is an older member of the family, I'm seeing here that you're feeling there might be some restrictions. I think you're fearful of the responsibilities that whatever is happening in your life is going to bring upon you, and you're feeling you're going to be tied down. Those chains around these necks here give me the feeling that it's quite a heavy burden on your shoulders. There's that sense, because the Emperor is asking for an energy of responsibility. That's a really, the Emperor is an energy of of knowing where it's at, of understanding the crux of the matter and taking hold of the situation and doing what needs to be done. And I think there's something in this situation that you can see is going to transform your life here with the Scorpio. It's going to transform it in a very deep way. And right now you're not seeing the positives of it. For some of you, this could actually be about expanding a family, like an unexpected birth coming up with the Queen of Cups and needing to step into a position of nurturing too. I see that. But in which case I'm just drawn to the exchanging gifts again. There's that, right now there's that focus on that responsibility. Oh, look, the pink. I'm not seeing that pink before, but that pink is really, oh gosh, that is in line with the colouring here. Oh, I love that. You know what? I've never noticed that pink before, but now it's really standing out to me. So there is this loving energy from this Page of Cups. So there's some kind of hidden emotion, hidden gem, hidden love in this situation that you're not quite seeing right now. All you're seeing is the heaviness surrounding it, heaviness surrounding that responsibility. But this is, once again, I'm seeing that pink. This is showing that there's some kind of hidden gift in this situation that you're not aware of at the moment, but it is there and it's going to show itself to you. And from that, you're going to feel so much love with the Queen of Cups. You're going to feel so much love for that. So that is what I'm seeing. I hope that it's given you some insight to your situation and it's been helpful. I really do. Okay, all the best, and I look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Take care. Hello and welcome to the 5th house reading. So 5th house matters include children, creative expression, hobbies, romance, and joy. So why don't we have a look at what these oracle cards are. Grand Cross and Provoker. Optimism. Love that. Oracle of Delphi. And go to the sea. Let's move these along. What's coming to mind with this is like this perfect storm of energy that forms this creation. So with the Grand Cross and Provoker, that is like a tension, the energies that are connecting but not in ways that are flowing. With optimism, this is about asking you to step into or have that, hold that sense of positivity. Be optimistic about things, because the Oracle of Delphi, that is either something that you are creating, that you are wanting to present in like a creative expression of some sort, and there might be some confusion about the contents right now, and there's something about perception and understanding how to present it to others. That could be something, and that very much ties in with 5th house matters of creative expression. You might have something that you're wanting to birth in terms of arts, crafts, writings, anything that paintings, music, something that is going to be for consumption on a larger scale, because I'm looking at the sea here, which is the potential for huge growth. I think this card is asking you to be a little less rigid in how you're looking at things. Just allow yourself to go with the flow of things, basically. I can see with that go to the sea card, because you might actually be looking too closely at the details of something, and you need to expand your consciousness out. I'm looking here with the 47, so that's reducing to the number 11, and then you've got consciousness 1 and Oracle of Delphi, that's 1 as well. So basically 11 there, or just the multiple ones on the table. That this is pointing to a new start and something, new energy. I think the energy has been there for a while, but there's a new start in how you channel that energy through, because you've been at odds with it, and there has been a lot of confusion, a lot of conflict, internal conflict probably, and these cards are asking you just to let go of that, let go of whatever it is that you have found. I think it's the details, and something has got you stuck. And these cards, from what I'm seeing here, it's asking you to lift your head. Don't be focused on what's right in front of you, but maybe take in a broader perspective. And it's not to say that you didn't have that broader perspective to start with, but I think over time and the longevity of the project, or the way that things have not come together for you, I think that's caused that stuckness. But look, can you see all of that landscape that's open to you there? Love that. Like there's an opening that's appearing for you to walk through. But I think with this Grand Cross Provoker, I'm really feeling that you're the one that has to create that opening. And that opening appears when you actually let go of the details. Oh, look, the sun. Love that. Beautiful, just like the sun there. Fantastic. Two of Cups. You might be in a partnership working on something, and maybe you're not seeing eye to eye on the situation, but look, you're working towards your dreams here with the Star. You've got hopes and aspirations you want to achieve. Oh, fabulous. Yeah, this Four of Cups, look how he's focusing on these cups. I think there are some details that you've been very particular over, or you've been fussing over, or you've been concentrating so hard on some smaller details that you're getting lost in that, and you've forgotten to see your bigger hopes and dreams, what it is that you're really wanting to achieve at the end of it. Okay, so I think this is about connecting back into those hopes and dreams, feeling from your heart space, and instead of trying to push things into place here, it's about during a period of time to feel your way into things, feel your way through a process. Not so much think your way through the process, but feel your way into the process, feel good about it, and see what that consciousness there with the optimism, how that's going to help you perceive things in a different way. And that perception is going to give you the clearer details that you can now look at and interpret in a way that's going to move you forward towards your hopes and dreams. Oh, I love that. Yes. Okay. That is what I'm seeing there. So, I mean, apply the interpretation to your situation. If you're dealing with children and you're at odds with each other, and or there's a situation to do with children and the energies are stuck, it's about getting into the flow of things, being more heart-based, connecting through your heart, the love that you have for each other, the love that is there within the family unit. It's about understanding, trying to understand, perceive whatever's happening from a different consciousness, because maybe the lens that you're looking through is not being true to the situation. It's not being helpful to the situation at all. So we need to shine the light on that, bring a lot of love into it, and then go with the flow of things and allow things to unfold. All right. But in the end, like I said, aspiring to the best in life. Fantastic. All right then. So house number 5, that has been your reading. I hope you've found a message in there that is beneficial for you, and I look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Take care. Hello and welcome to the 6th house reading. 6th house matters deal with health, daily routines, work colleagues, sometimes pets too. So why don't we have a look at what the Oracle cards are showing, and then we'll move on to your tarot. You actually had 2 of these come through, so let's see what they are. Okay, Black Moon Lilith and Mercury retrograde. Creative endeavor, Queen of Keys, and Orphaned. I think the energies here are showing me that things haven't been going according to plan in some way. The Orphaned card and the Black Moon Lilith, this is speaking to energies of feeling separated. Something's been hidden from you and you're not quite sure how to deal with the matter. If it's to do with work, there are some details missing. Mercury retrograde and reinvention. This is normally a time where things have to be reassessed. So I think there's a time of reassessing at hand for you during this time. There is a need to review the situation, review your experiences, and look at where it is that you would like to be more creative, take more responsibility, have more self-autonomy, authority over what it is that you're doing in your life. This Queen of Keys can either be somebody that's assisting you, or it could be you yourself that's wanting to step towards something that you have more control over. This is about you writing your own story and not having to deal with energies that make you feel isolated or not acknowledged, or something here where you're just not feeling seen or valued. Yeah. Let's have a look at these tarot cards and see what else we can see here. If it's to do with health, then these energies are talking about reassessing your situation and taking control over what needs to be done in order for you to create the health and the experience and health that you would want for yourself. That's what I'm seeing there, because the Queen of Keys really talks to somebody who has control, who has autonomy, who has abundance. They've actually, you know, they're standing on their castle there, so they're not lacking in anything. And if it's to do with health, then it's about creating that solid foundation for yourself and being responsible for how you do better for yourself. And that's about attending to the details, attend to your appointments, be proactive in your nutrition. Okay, Black Moon Lilith is things that are hidden. Let's not leave our head in the sands. Let's bring it out and let's address matters. Okay, and if it's work, then this is about making sure that you the moon, something's hidden there. Ace of Pentacles. That's very much in line with the Orphaned card, that Nine of Swords. Difficulties, challenging, opposing people, maybe. You have conflicts. I mean, this could, if it's to do with work, you're very much, there's some kind of anxiety happening here, and that's showing up very much with the Orphaned card. The Five of Swords, that's showing potential conflict within a community, within a group, a work situation, a work group. And obviously you're wanting to be in a situation, a work environment that is conducive to feeling joy, to feeling happy, to feeling acknowledged and valued, appreciated. Absolutely, that's what we're wanting. So the Queen of Keys here is asking you to take hold of that for yourself. I think there should be, with this Eight of Pentacles, this is really telling me you don't see it, but there is an opportunity coming in for you. With the Queen of Keys too, that's really speaking about being ready to receive something. Something is being created here for you. There's something that's been made in the or is in the works of being made, an opportunity that's going to come. And like I said, you don't see it, but the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Keys is telling me that there is something coming in for you. And it's going to be worthy of a celebration. You're going to want to celebrate this win. Oh, fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. I love that. But take care of details. There's something about this Mercury retrograde here and reinvention with the moon and the black moon Lilith. Double energies here of things being hidden and not seen. And Mercury retrograde in line with that is saying, make sure you take care of the details. Work situation, take care of the details. Okay. Health situation, take care of the details. Because whatever conflicting energies are happening here, you're going to be better positioned if you take care of those details. But pretty soon, you're not going to have this orphaned, that feeling there. It's not nice. Feeling alone, unappreciated, head down. We don't like that at all. So yes, we're moving out of that. We're going for the joy, the celebrations, and the Ace of Pentacles. New start coming in. I see that. House 6. New start. Fabulous. New opportunity. And it's going to allow you to create something for yourself that's much more in line with the painting you want to paint, the music you want to create, music you want to play, all of that. Fabulous. I love it. Love, love, love that. Okay. So, all right. The potential is there. It's for you to, as is normally the case, that the energies are there, but we need to direct those energies in a way that's going to be purposeful and be of service to us. Okay. All right. Well done. So I hope there has been a message in here that is beneficial for you. I look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. So take care until then. Hello and welcome to the reading for the 7th house. This house deals with relationships, partnerships, marriages, contractual agreements, negotiations. So things along those lines. So why don't we go ahead and have a look at the oracle cards we have for you. South Node, Life Steps, Optimism, the Ark of the Covenant there. And how interesting, look at that, you've got 3 1s in the middle, and then the 2 4 and the 4 2 both individually reduced down to the 6. Okay. So the 7th house dealing with contracts, the Ark of the Covenant is definitely indicating that something of that energy is around you. Title transfers, legalities, contracts of different forms. Now, the South Node and Life's debts. So that's a separation of something. That's a leaving something behind. For some of you, it could be literally contracts to do with settling a divorce. And with the Consciousness and Optimism card, this is asking you to look towards the future. Time for a nap. I'm seeing that more in the energy of not to push things. Things will unfold as they should unfold. I don't think this is about forcing your hand on something or forcing someone else's hand. The Ark of the Covenant shows a peaceful discussion, a peaceful energy from this card. So things that need to unfold and need to be seen will be addressed. I'm seeing that very clearly there. But with the South Node and Life's debts, it's definitely time for a new chapter, if that is the case. It could even mean with the time for a nap, it could be a process that has been a long time in unfolding, or it's not been a fast moving process. And I would say that you'll be happy to see the back of it, whatever it is that contractual agreement you're dealing with, whether that is a marriage or whether it's some other kind of contract, business contract, and that's very possible here. There is maybe If you are looking to start a new business and you're waiting for the outcome of the previous one, there are legalities surrounding the previous business that you're needing to have played out first before you can move forward. This is definitely saying that it's going to happen. It's certainly going to be settled. But I don't really see the energy here of forcing anything through. It's about having the patience, literally taking a nap on it and allowing things to play out as they should do, unfold as they will do. It's holding to the positives of things and then just taking your hands off the wheel, so to speak. Okay, so why don't we have a look at some tarot cards and see what else we've got to see in this situation. Okay. All right, so let's have death. Okay, well, what were we saying? This is an ending of something. South Node, leaving something behind, walking away. Okay, Tower, okay. So certainly something has run its course, and then there is like a deconstruction happening. There is a leaving of something behind that has literally made, for some of you it might have been a marriage that just fell apart, a business that just erupted in some kind of misfortune, or it blew up, so to speak. There was just some, not in a good way, but it just exploded into, or imploded. Okay, why don't we say imploded? Exploded, blew up. That could be really good when it comes to sales, but we're not thinking that. And over here, this is clearly showing something that is not working, that has not worked, that the energies are not enjoyable. They're challenging. A Page of Swords, for some of you it might have been a truth that you didn't want to face, but unfortunately it was right there, and you had to look at it, you had to face it, you had to deal with it. But we know with the Tower, the energy of the Tower, it happens because there is something that's not quite right in your life, and it needs to be transformed into something else, and sometimes that transformation means the removal of it. With the Death card, there's alchemy that happens, it turns it into something better. But right now, from what I can see here, there is there's the actual need to have something end. So once again, like I was saying, business contracts, marriage contracts, there's a definite closing out of a chapter here. But with the Optimism card, the ones in the center, the Ace of Swords too, this is a new beginning, an absolute new beginning, backed up by the Optimism and the Ark of the Covenant, I should say. There's definitely energy there that shows you need to look forward to the future, be optimistic about what's possible, leave the past in the past. South Node requires things to just be left and you move forward. And this is very similar where with the Tower, these are energies that come in a very disruptive nature a lot of the times. And, you know, and it has to happen because something's not quite right. Something's not in your highest good in your life. And you're sitting there and you're looking at the disruption and you're focusing on that. You're focusing on the way that things have fallen apart. And in the clouds here coming through, you've got a cup. You've got a cup that's been offered to you, showing you what's going to come out of that. But right now, it's hard to see the cup because you're focusing on everything that's gone wrong. And that's just that is a natural response or a natural reaction. But so what I'd like to encourage is that in any situation that you're facing with that natural reaction, you know, it's okay, you go through that, but then we take more control over our responses, and then we are more proactive in focusing in on what's possible. Okay, and sometimes if that's not possible in that moment, take a nap. Time for a nap, time to step away, time to do something that is literally taking yourself out of that headspace, out of that situation, removing yourself in some way, whether that is literally just take a nap or whether that is go for a walk. Oh, go for a walk sounds so lame, doesn't it? But anyway, do something that's going to separate yourself from these disturbances. I would encourage that whatever choices you decide upon to distract yourself, let's make sure that they are positive distractions. Okay, house number 7, that has been my spiel. I hope there is a message in this that is beneficial for you, and I look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Take care. Hello and welcome to the 8th house reading. This house normally deals with death, rebirth, transformation. There is intimacy and sex. Fears, psychological issues can show up here. Other people's money, so we're talking about finances like debts, loans, inheritance as well. Okay, and occult matters. So why don't we have a look at these cards, see what we see. Solar eclipse, and at the time of this reading, let me see, there is a solar eclipse happening at the end of the month. Okay, now what else? Yes, let's have a look. Sacred temple, the muse, and blessed. This really is showing me a lot about personal power. I'm looking solar eclipse revolution. There's something about a reinvention here, something about a death transformation. You're tapping into some kind of knowledge. This could even be, when it comes to the 8th house, it's coming to terms with your deepest, darkest desires, deepest feelings, this sense of depth that maybe you've not wanted to access before. You've not wanted to allow out into the sun. You've kept it hidden. This eclipse, you've eclipsed yourself in some way, and this is a time where no more eclipsing yourself. This is about you stepping into creating your own masterpiece here with the muse. Yeah, no hiding behind closed doors anymore. And I don't know how that relates to your particular situation. This could be fears that have maybe in the past kept you bound, which is very much a Saturn kind of energy, kept you entrapped, kept you small. But now it's about pushing past those issues, whether they are psychological, whether they are emotional, something that's just not allowed you to express in the way that you wanted to, not allowed you to be true to yourself, and that's held you back. Something's coming through here it's going to allow you to create your own masterpiece, music, beauty. You're going to be the muse for yourself. Okay, why don't we have a look at these tarot cards and see what else we can see? Because with blessed there, I mean, there's definite benefits coming from this transformation. With that blessed card, it just seems like whatever's going to change, it's going to be changing for the good. Okay, why don't we have a look at these tarot cards? Okay, this way. So, 6 of Wands. Well, we love that. That is success. Oh, look, 6 and the 6. 9 of Wands. The Fool. New beginnings there. Page of Pentacles. Okay, interesting, because I didn't flip those in order and somehow that's worked out perfectly. Okay, so yes, this 9 of Wands is showing that you have just felt burdened. You've been persevering in something for so long and it just feels like you've just not gotten anywhere. But with the Six of Wands here, this is showing whatever challenges you've been dealing with, you're actually breaking through. For those, for some of you, this is to do with finances. Now that I can see the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. If you are dealing with loans like mortgages, for some of you, you've been carrying that responsibility for a while and it just doesn't seem like you've actually been able to break through to a position of comfort. This is showing that there will come a time where that is going to be possible, where you'll have enough money coming in, where it's going to allow you to tend to your needs. For some of you, it could even be to do with inheritances. You might potentially be gifted some kind of startup. So it could even be, if it's not a gift as an inheritance, there is success in application for some kind of loan here to start whatever new venture you're looking at. I mean, that's a very real possibility. And so with the Blessed card, that's why that Blessed card is there. There's something positive that has to come out of this. I love that colouring there, that purple and purple. Beautiful. And so with some of you, if you do have some financing coming through that's going to assist you, sure, it's going to be a responsibility that you're going to have to persevere with and through for some time, but this is why you're doing it, because you want that new start in something. You want that new start to create something. And this definitely shows the creation, the development of something, growing something. That also does indicate a message. So if you're waiting on an outcome to do with a financial matter, then this Page of Pentacles is showing that is going to be coming through too. And I love the fact that the Six of Wands is there, because that does tell me that there is a success. There's a success to be had here. Okay? And this exchange of money, there's definitely something about exchanging finances here. Something about changing hands. Finance, money, changing hands. Most definitely. But either way, whether it's financial or whether it is psychological, some kind of rebirth, phoenix rising type of situation for yourself, we're looking and holding to new beginnings and success here with lots of blessed energy. Okay? All right. Love that. Let's hold to that. All right then. So that is what's come through. House number 8. I hope you found a message in here that's beneficial for you, and I look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Take care. Hello and welcome to the 9th house. The matters involved in this house are higher education, foreign cultures, long distance travel, publishing, teaching, philosophies. All right, so why don't we have a look at the oracle cards that we have here? Let's start like this, shall we? Okay, air element, communication, conflict, spring, autumn, and a leg up. The first thing I'm seeing here is the air element, communicating and conflict. So I'm thinking for a lot of you, this could be some studies you're involved with that you're finding it difficult. This is asking, especially with the leg up here, that if you are in a situation that's challenging for you, you need to seek assistance. If you are in some kind of formal studies and there are some challenges, difficulties that you're facing at the moment to do with that, or even if it's to do with another matter that's affecting your studies, then it's about seeking assistance from someone. And this leg up is showing that the assistance is there, but you need to be able to ask for it. You need to be able to make your needs known. That card, conflict, can also talk to internal conflicts, you not being willing to express yourself, express your needs. So that interpretation and that matter, this is showing that there is support there for you, but it does require for you to express that outwardly to someone, right? I love that you've got 4 there and 4 there. That talks about stable energy. It's interesting considering that conflict card is very much opposite of that stability. Okay, so I'm going to hold to the 4 and stability, okay? The stability is there, the leg up is there, the assistance is there, but it needs to be asked for. Okay, great. All right then, for some of you, it can be that I'm just looking at here with the spring card forces, you're starting something, you're wanting to invest your energy into either writing something, creating something, you've got ideas that you're trying to put into place, plant some seeds, and there is some kind of uncertainty involved in this. And in this situation also with the leg up, there's assistance around you that can be had, but you need to seek it out. That's the same situation if you're wanting to study something, if you're entering into some kind of formal education, you're applying, you've got applications that you're wanting to send or lodge, and there might be some confusion with regards to where you see yourself going in the long term, and this is about grounding those energies. Saturn is about grounding, it is about setting things in place. So it's about getting out of your head so much, making sure that the thoughts are there, you're identifying what those thought patterns are, but then you need to ground it. You need to, with that 4 energy, it's about looking at the practical side of what's required in this commitment that you might potentially make, if it is to do with study. Okay, let's have a look. Why don't we have a look at these tarot cards and see what else we can, if we can see any further details that might assist us here. Okay. All right. Okay, so you're on a journey here, and now with the journey, in terms of foreign, this could be foreign travel as well. Okay, let's just keep turning these cards. Oh, judgment. You've been offered something that might take you. Okay, for some of you, there could be some interests that involve foreign travel that's taking you to foreign lands, and there's conflict about whether you should go or not. I think it's certainly overseas, looking at the water there, and you've been offered something. You've been asked to step up into some kind of role of responsibility. You might actually be starting a new branch of, I don't know, wherever you are, there might be a new branch starting up, and your company's asked you to go overseas to start, be part of that new venture startup. You've been called up to this position, and there is conflict about you moving away. And the Lovers there is indicating that a choice is required in this situation. But the benefits with this, it's certainly the potential is to build something for yourself, to grow something. I think with the Page of Swords next to the Judgment, you've had an offer come through, or for some of you, this is going to be the case where an offer comes through. You've been asked to take a step up, a leg up. It's offering you a leg up, a step up in your industry. It could potentially involve you traveling overseas, and that is creating that internal conflict where it requires that you move away from something, leave something behind, and you can't make that decision, and it could be that obviously if it involves other parties, then you're needing to communicate with other parties in order to have that clarity and that transparency there. So I can see why that would be conflicting for you, but a choice is definitely being asked for in this situation. There's no hiding it. There's no trying to look the other way. I love that with the Four of Cups. There's no looking the other way. It's on the table and you need to face it. You need to look at it. But the opportunities there seem fabulous. This is new beginnings here with the Spring card. The Judgment card is also showing that you're being asked to level up in something. It's just part of your pathway forward. You've been called, and now you've got to decide whether you heed the call or not. But it certainly looks like a positive potential for new beginnings for you. Okay, fabulous. All right, ninth house, I hope there is something in this that has been helpful to you, and I look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Take care. Hello and welcome to the 10th house reading. So this area normally deals with career, public reputation, leadership, authority figures, just something that you're doing typically outside the home, where you're seen outside in the world community stage. Okay, all right then, so why don't we have a look at the oracle cards that you have, Aries I am. Okay, the vast universe. One of Roses and commitment and building blocks. Well, this certainly looks to be an energy of new contracts being offered to you, something where you're taking leadership over something with the Aries I am. That's very much an initiating energy. It's a fire energy, lots of movement forward. It's moving into territory that you probably haven't been before. And the vast universe, it's like things opening up for you in a way that you've just not you couldn't foresee for yourself and you've never experienced. But with a commitment there might be some kind of contract on offer for you that's taking you into another area of your field, a completely new area. Oh look, you've got Spirit. These cards are 1. That's a 1, and then the 2-8 reduces to a 1. So new starts, and Aries I am. That's the first sign of the zodiac. So wow, this is a real indication, house 10, of new starts, new beginnings, new. And because it's in the 10th house, I mean, we're talking about new career opportunities, building blocks. I think you're, whatever you've been working on previously, it's the pieces or there have been parts to something that is finally taking shape and is creating some kind of form that is allowing you to present yourself in an evolved manner, evolved fashion. Oh my gosh, how amazing. Okay, let's have a look. How interesting. Let me have a look at what tarot cards we can get to see. No, don't feel that. What else might be on offer regarding information? There we go. All right, so let's have a look. So 10 of Cups, love that. That's all around happiness. King of Swords, that is an authority, position of authority, well versed in something. Once again, that seems to be you standing above the rest in that picture there. Oh my gosh, wow, this is huge energy of authority here. I don't know what you're doing or where you're going, but this is 2 kings on the table here. This is like, you know, CEO of something, creating a company of sorts, King of Wands. Yeah, that's very much leadership. We're talking major leadership energy here. And this is something that, I mean, you've worked hard to get to. And I think this is about you creating these blocks for yourself, these stepping stones. And look at that, the vast universe. It's like there's a staircase to more here. And that's exactly what you have formed for yourself with all the effort that you've put in. This is not something that's just fallen out of the sky for you. This is something that you've worked on to create. But, I mean, this 10 of Cups, that's showing all around happiness, well-being, something that you are going to be so joyous in. Oh my gosh, do you know, I'm just thrilled for you. This is fabulous energy. And I mean, with Saturn moving into Pisces, this is about the work that you've put in. Do you know, it's not come easy. You've had to show up in ways that have been challenging. Do you know, here, you've stepped up to challenges. You've made sure that you stood tall, stood your ground on something. You have mastered whatever knowledge that needed to be mastered. You've learnt what needed to be done, and you've acted upon it in a way that's been of integrity. Oh my goodness. Do you know, I mean, this is masterful energy here, and wow. Oh my goodness, congratulations. I'm really not sure that there's much else to be said in this. It seems to me like it's a very clear message. We're talking success, we're talking well-earned success, we're talking benefits that are coming, that are well-deserved and that are very joyous. But offers on the table, it seems, long-term commitments and something that's just going to make you so happy, and you're just going to be in a position of visible leadership. Oh, congratulations. You know what? I am going to leave that there because for me, it seems to be a very succinct combination of cards there, and with the interpretation also. Okay, so 10th house, that is the reading. And I wish you all the best and look forward to connecting with you again. Take care. Hi, and welcome to the 11th house reading. So this area normally deals with friends, networking. It can be internet, social media. Hopes and dreams show up in this house too, and humanitarian pursuits. So let's have a look to see what your oracle cards show us. Water element and sensing, so that's very Piscean. Friends and colleagues, well, that's perfectly positioned for the 11th house. Queen of Keys and TikTok. Okay. Okay, so I think this is definitely, with the friends and colleagues here, this is consistent energy in terms of the 11th house. With the water element and sensing, I love the fact that the pictures here really depicts happiness. So I think what I would say here is that this is about forming new friend groups. It's about not only that, but nurturing, growing, enjoying friend circles, but it's also calling for discernment. With the water element and sensing, it's about being discerning about the people that you spend time with and the groups that you connect with. The Queen of Keys, for some of you, this potentially could be somebody that you connect with in a friend circle that is very supportive of you. That could mean that there are connections made here which branch out into something that it's not just beneficial as a friendship, but it's actually also there could be some connections here that support you in other areas of your life. This could also represent yourself and what it is that you hope for yourself, because the Queen of Keys is a very stable card. They have created their own position of authority in their lives. They have everything that they need in their lives. So this could be a case where you have spent time building your own empire. You have gotten yourself to a position where you literally have everything that you need, and then you are wanting to branch out, connect with people that are more like-minded, that maybe you've not had the time with the TikTok here, you've not had the time to enjoy before, because you've been very much focused on work, on creating your stable life experience, and you've not been able to connect with others in a more joyous and emotional way. It's been very much about being in the head and being business oriented. Okay, so where was I? I had a distraction there, and I got a bit of a fright, and I lost my train of thought. So now I believe I was talking about that connecting, that connectivity and more of that joyful heart space. So yeah, this is about taking yourself out of your castle and into the surrounding environment and connecting with people. And I think it's time for you to do that. I think with this TikTok here, yeah, you're ready to be able to experience friend groups, friendships. So yeah, I love that. That's fabulous. But definitely with this, that original message here about being discerning, I think that's message across the board, regardless of your situation. The friends that you decide to invest in, I think it's important to ensure that they are similar, and not similar in terms of everything, but just, yeah, what am I saying? I'm saying it's important to ensure that you are in coherence with each other. Not incoherent, but with coherence. Does that make sense? You gel with, you're on the same wavelength, you've got the same vibes, you're all good, that kind of thing. Oh my goodness, that was so hard to get out, but you know what I mean, right? Okay, fantastic. Let's move on. All right, you've got star. Oh, fabulous. Now the star tends to, well, if we look at star, and it's normally an Aquarian card, and Aquarius is about humanity, humanitarian things. Excuse me, let's have a look. Lovers. Oh, connectivity there. Okay, yep, see, about being discerning. This Seven of Swords, maybe in the past you've actually connected with those that, and okay, so with this Seven of Swords, this is making me think that maybe you are in some friend groups at the moment that you need to be more discerning with. And with the Eight of Cups, that's also showing me that there might be some connections in your life right now. With Saturn moving into Pisces, it's really starting to show the cracks of that. It's starting to ask you to look at things more discerningly, make decisions, make choices about the quality of people you want to hang out with and you want to connect with, because I think there might be some energies that really are not beneficial for you. This Seven of Swords is showing that. It's like, that it's not, there can be some tricky energies there that's not helpful for your growth. And the Wheel of Fortune, things are turning. In fact, you know what? I think this is showing that you have now got to a stage in your life, the Queen of Keys kind of position, where you know better. This is about you knowing better. You know what works for you. You know what's beneficial for you. And it's time here with this TikTok, and it's time that you actually made decisions that align you with your pathway forward. Okay? And that you connect with people in your best and highest good. That's exactly what I'm seeing here with these cards. Ah, yes. You've been around long enough to know, okay, with this TikTok, you've got that experience behind you to know and to be discerning about the choices that you make in regards to the company that you keep, all right? I think that's where this reading is at. I love that message. It's very clear. And it's very empowering too. I mean, you're the Queen of Keys. You've got that energy. I mean, you can't have gotten to that position without knowing, without having the know-how in life. So now it's about directing that know-how to make sure that you surround yourself with people of the same ilk as you, the same quality, the same mindset, same vibe, the same values, okay? Oh, I love that. Yeah, that Wheel of Fortune. Love that Wheel of Fortune. Fantastic. It's time. All right then. So house 11, that is what's come through. I hope there is a message in here that's helpful to you. And I look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Take care. Hello and welcome to the 12th house, last but not least. And so this house deals with endings, spirituality, subconscious, dreams, places that are removed from the public, like hospitals, temples, prisons, that kind of thing also. So why don't we have a look? Did I say loss? Sometimes it deals with misfortune, so not the best energy sometimes. But anyway, why don't we have a look to see what we've got here? Taurus, and I have, oh, milestone. Getting the same vibe. There's something in here that looks feels the same. The Muse. Time to go. So if this is dealing with some kind of loss or ending or a closing out of a circumstance, then this is about you've reached the end of whatever chapter in your life you're experienced to do with whatever it is that you're experiencing in your life now. And it's time to move into the next stage, next arena, next space. And I think your values, there's something to do with values here with the Taurus archetype, about things that you may have found to be that offered security, that supported you in the past. Maybe you're reaching a time now where you're seeing things differently. I think the shine may have gone out of something in your life, and you're needing to realize that that's the case. It's no longer offering you any kind of inspiration here with the Muse. This is a time where you're needing to allow it to close out. You've got 6 and 6 here. 6 and the 1 and 5 reduced to the 6 too. So it might be a change of viewpoints, like you may actually be entering into a time where you're looking at life from a more spiritual perspective, where it's not just about what you've been able to accumulate. It might be you might be entering into a stage in your life where you're kind of looking to what it is that you can offer in support to others. That number 6 is really showing me that balance there, that what it is that you can give out, what it is that gives support, whether you receive support or you give support, but there's something there about that support. And I really do see this as a change of a value system in some way. Your outlook in life is changing. There is something along those lines here. I think if you've encountered some misfortunes along the way, I think it's forced you to come to terms with maybe subconscious patterns, perspectives maybe that might not be, like I said, that shine's gone out of it. It's not giving the same satisfaction as maybe it had done in the past. Okay, well, why don't we have a look at some tarot cards? That sounds so, what's the word? I can't think of the word, but anyway, maybe it'll come to me as I shuffle. Abstract, yes, that sounds so abstract and so elusive. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay. So you've got the 2 of Swords, Star card, Knight of Swords, Ace of Wands, 3 of Swords there. Let's move these along. So that 2 of Swords and 3 of Swords, see there's something that you're not seeing in the same way anymore. I think there have been some disappointments, I think, maybe some misfortune, but something in your experience has disappointed you. You're not seeing it the same way that you used to. In fact, you just can't see, you can't look at it even. I don't know how that would show up for you in your experience, but there is something that you're not seeing in the same light. There's been heartache around it. There has been some misfortune. And I think you might be feeling really drawn into making some very fast, quick decisions with the Knight of Swords. But the Knight of Swords can also be very rash, so we don't want to be rash. We want to, even if in this situation that we've seen something in a way that it doesn't feel good anymore. There's no inspiration, or there's no sense of joy in it. I think this is really, I would say though, with the Knight of Swords wants to take action on something. I suppose once you do see something in a particular light, maybe you just feel that need to cut it out. You feel that need to move forward quickly and swiftly. But with the Knight of Swords, it's also, I would say, to be tactical about it. Be strategic, understand what needs to be done, and just put the steps in place so it can get done, whatever that means to you. The actions involved in this situation is dealt with in a reasonable manner, okay? Reasonably, not rashly, because you want to respond, not react. So yes, let's respond. Let's not react. Okay, and so Ace of Wands, that's showing new starts here. You're wanting that fresh start, and it looks to be here on the table for you. Yeah, Taurus, I have. This is about assessing things. Be logical, be strategic, be grounded. Make sure decisions. Don't rush into any decision makings, okay? Because even if you haven't seen things clearly and you now starting to see things clearly, I think things need to be processed, all right? It might be a long-standing thing, a long-standing situation, relationship, involvement that you've been within, and you've literally gone through life together. You've achieved, if it's to do with connections, there are milestones you've achieved, countless and countless of milestones. Take that as it connects with you or resonates, but milestones that you've achieved, and now you've come to the end of the road and you're thinking, wow, I didn't expect that. But new beginnings. Let's hold to the new beginnings. Let's hold to the fact that there's this possibility of new dreams being created, okay? And looking for new inspirations here. And let's protect that. Let's protect that new beginning. But it's definitely there on offer for you to take. But just try not to move forward in a rash manner. That would be my suggestion. Okay. All right then. So that is what's come through for you. I hope there is a message in here that is helpful. 12th house. I look forward to connecting with you again in another reading. Take care.